Much. Well, attorneys for two embattled former zoo executives are speaking about investigations into their clients.
Tom Stolf and Greg Bell, they stepped down from their respective positions. One was the chief executive officer, the other chief financial officer, amid findings that accuse those two of using the nonprofit zoo's resources to benefit themselves and their families. NBC4 investigates Jamie Ostroff following the story for us. What do the attorneys have to say?
Well, you're seeing two different legal teams with two very different approaches. Following these allegations that the two executives had hooked their families up with tickets to sporting events, cheap housing, and other perks on the zoo's dime. So let's start with former Chief Financial Officer Greg Bell's attorney, Sam Szymanski. I sat down with him this afternoon, and he told me Bell is cooperating with the independent investigators that were hired by the zoo. He praised that investigation. He said not only is Bell committed to paying back everything he owes to his former employer, he's already paid some of it, though Szymanski could not give me a dollar amount. He did tell me his client takes responsibility for what he calls a mistake.
When you make things right, you answer all questions which are put to you in an effort to protect the integrity of the zoo, which is the most important thing to Greg Bell.
When I reached out to former CEO Tom Stolf's attorneys, there was no mention of taking responsibility. They did send me a statement implying the zoo's independent investigation was unfair. They said, quote, fair investigations do not start with two scapegoats and work backwards to get their desired results. Rather, fair investigations delve deep into each detail to determine the truth. Fair investigations are not based on the number of witnesses interviewed, but rather the actual interviews of firsthand witnesses who were involved in the actual transactions. We've evaluated investigatory reports for the past 28 years, and it is evident that this report was published under pressure from the media. Attorney General Dave Yost's office is looking into possible criminal charges against the former executives. Staff's attorneys say they look forward to that investigation. Szymanski said Bell will answer any questions that might arise.